Hey everybody, my name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here, specifically leading our mobile platform or the Stock Advisory app. Every Thursday I hold a live stream on our Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/VectorVest7, you can go there, like the page, turn on notifications, that way you get notified every time we go live. But I host a live stream specifically on our mobile application every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I also do the Jockey Club, do timing the market for a few of our foreign markets. Been here at VectorVest for over 9 years now, so that's a little bit about me. With my picks here today, I took a little bit of a more simplistic, in my opinion, approach. Instead of analyzing numbers and data and all that, I let the graph determine which stocks I was going to get into. With this panel that we did here, Jim found a list of stocks, sent it to us, and told us to pick which ones we like. So I already knew that they're going to all be good stocks to get into, regardless of which one it is. So I wasn't really worried about doing the fundamental analysis on my own because I knew Jim already had that covered for us. So what I did is I took a more old school approach, something that we really haven't talked about a lot here at VectorVest in a while. But it's a methodology or an approach that I talked about that I actually did a presentation for a user group for back in 2012, 2013, and it's called Midas Touch. Now, I know a lot of people think about the Midas Touch as a short-term swing trading strategy, but it really came from originally a more longer-term approach that we used on gold and silver stocks that then got adapted to more long-term holdings as well. It was one of the earlier strategies when I first started working here that I got familiar with. So I used that approach because I've used it myself. It's been time tested. It works time and time again for long-term approaches. So I went to the graphs. I pulled up all 36 of them, and I'll go to my layout or go to my first stock here, ANSS. And what I did is I came up to the graph layouts, chose the Midas Touch, and just simply took off price action. So the original way, or the old way, or the long-term way, if you will, or long-term approach to using the Midas Touch is you're looking at a 10-day and a 65-day moving average of the stock's stop price, and you're looking at a 40-day moving average of the RT. So what you're looking for from a chart basis is the 10-day moving average on the stop price to cross above the 65-day moving average, and you're also looking for the 40-day moving average of RT to cross above 1. When those two situations happen, that gives you a long-term buy opportunity. The first one I came to was ANSS. This is more of my speculative play, if you will, because as you can see, the 40-day moving average on the RT did just cross above 1. But the 10 days still remains below the 65-day moving average on the stop price. So as an entry point, what I'm looking for is that 10-day to cross above the 65-day moving average. When you look at price action, you can see it has some consolidation like we've seen with a lot of other stocks. But it's starting to potentially break out here today, which could see that 10-day moving average go above the 65 in the very near future. So this one is more of the speculative play, not really getting that buy quite yet, but definitely close to it. So that's why it made the list compared to some of the other ones I was looking at. Just to kind of demonstrate this, if you go back, it's taken a while, but the last entry on this one, put on the date line, was somewhere back in here.
I thought it was 3 months. Isn't it 3 months?
Well, that's for the short term. That's for like the Midas Touch stocks and new swing trading. This is from when we used it on gold and silver a long time ago, and then we moved into retirement stocks or long-term stocks. But here is $171 is the closing price the day that you had both occurring. Finally broke down, let's see, right here at 216. So a nice long-term approach. You were in for quite a while, didn't have to really worry about it. 5 minutes at most looking at it at night, you're done with. And if you just waited till the crossover, you got out, still made a nice profit. Didn't really look at any of these to see if they had a dividend. I'm assuming, Jim, most of these pay a dividend?
Actually, many of them don't.
Oh.
The ruler stocks, premier growth stocks, many of those don't pay a dividend.
Well, if this does pay a dividend, it's a nice little bonus.
It might, yeah.
Still made a great trade with minimal effort. Just looking at the graph, you didn't even have to look at price action. Just simply look at it without price. That way it takes the emotion out of it. So this one was my first one that I came across. I know everybody's going to want to look. Earnings per share, nice steady rise as well. This is over a year and 8 months. A year, pulling back a little bit, but overall still rising on the long term. Todd?
Yeah, I love the technique, and I love that that you touched on it, because you're right, we don't talk about it enough. It's a fantastic study and works very well, particularly for volatile issues, right? But here it's just been beautiful. We use a 5-day MA on the RT to sometimes, if you want a little faster signal. Since we're on the slower side, I can see that we're waiting for the crossover, the bearish crossover, and that's just fine. But if you want to ramp it up a little bit, look for the 5 crossing below the 40 on the RT, not as a sign to sell, but as a sign to tighten stops.
Jim?
Yeah, no, again, listen, it's got all the same patterns. That's the great thing I like about the list that I talked about, is that you kind of said it, they're all high RS stocks. So they're, I like the idea that no matter which angle you come at this from, most of these stocks are good quality stocks. So, yeah, you can see again from the bottom, it's had a nice move to the upside. It's a buy rated stock. It's great. Yeah.
And also, just to give everybody, or all the viewers out there, a little insight, a lot of the stocks that were in this list haven't broken this pattern yet. So they're still in that long-term buy rating or buy opportunity based off the chart. What I was looking for is stocks that had that pullback, that were resetting that new buy opportunity for people to look at. So that's why I'm looking specifically for ones that are just starting to cross over, just starting to break out now based off this layout, rather than still throwing in ones that are still maintaining this buy signal from this layout. So just want to give everybody, all the viewers out there, and you guys a little insight for what I was looking for.
Good stuff.
So that was my first one. Now my second one, let's see, Logitech. So this one actually has that crossover as of the 24th. So just a few days ago, you had the RT dip below 1, finally just came back above. You had the 10-day moving average on the stop price break down below the 65, and now it's back above. So this one has had both confirmation signals. This one, based off this signal, is a buy. If you look previously, put on price, you can see right back here, you had a $40 entry, got out somewhere right around here. As worst case scenario, 36. So even if you didn't make money with it for that short term, you still only lost $4 a share, which is another great factor on this, is that not only does it give you good buying opportunities, but if worst case scenario, it minimizes your loss quickly as well.
Without making you oversensitive to 2 red candles.
Exactly. And then now you're getting a new buy opportunity. So you minimize your loss on that first run with all that, if you didn't get out throughout this point here. And now you're getting a new entry on a new high as well here today too. Earnings moving up nicely. So that was my second one.
Patrick, I'm just curious, change that one to 3 months? I think that one might make the 3-month one as well.
No.
Not quite.
Close. Pretty close. I was just curious because it looked like it's had a nice move. Boy, I think it did. I think it had it. Anyway, yeah, another good stock. Another good quality stock.
This is a good example. If you look at that price action, particularly on the left side where it's a little cleaner, and you have gappy price action like that, this study does a nice job of letting you chill out a little bit, right? Where you don't have to react because the thing gapped against you today.
Yeah.
So particularly for those, I talked to a lot of people who are price sensitive. This can help with your discipline of just take the price off the graph.
Yeah. Remove the emotion. A lot of people see that price action moving around so much, and they tend to get more emotional.
Yep.
All right, good job.
So those are my two. But yeah, I'll have to figure out the date that we talked about in the strategy of the week, because it was back all the way in 2012. I know that. I have to go back and figure out which one it was. Maybe long-term winners or one of those. Long-term winners 2, maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember because I've done one too. I had a guy who wanted to do a custom search. So there's several in the university. I have to do a little research. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But Jim, you gonna bring us home?
Yeah, I'll steal that back from you, Patrick.
Sure.
Good job. Let's see. One thing I said I was going to do, I'm going to close or minimize the graphs real quick. I told our friend and colleague, Mr. Steve Chappell, that he had some other webcasts and things, but one of his choices, as you guys know, who come to the panel and show up for the panel, that end phase. He wanted to be clear, up another 8 points today. The stock has been on a roll. And we were chatting earlier today, and he said, make sure, I told him I would comment. If Steve were here, that would be his top stock.
That hit my list, but I thought I couldn't do it because Steve kind of owns it.
Yeah,
That is Steve's stock.
it is Steve's stock, so I had to throw that out there to you real quick. Also, one other quick thing I wanted to do. Somebody was asked, actually more than one person, that's why I want to show it real quick. Someone was asking, what is a ruler stock? And ruler stocks are, I'll show you. It's in the prudent folder. It was the first strategy of the week I ever did when I first started here at VectorVest. I give you the date, but I went back and listened to it, and it wasn't very good. I've done several since. But a ruler stock, it's simple. A ruler stock, to make the list, has to have 1.4 relative safety number and at least a 14% earnings growth rate. So here's why they're called ruler stocks, just real quick, again, because I saw it come up a couple times. They're called ruler stocks because when you put it on a regular graph layout and you've got earnings per share down on the bottom, it comes from the idea that you can lay a ruler on top of the graph and just connect those points, whether it's on the stock price movement for our purposes, it's on the earnings per share over a period of time, and you get that straight line moving up. That's what all of these stocks have in common, is that northeasterly direction on earnings per share. So that's what a ruler stock is. That's what it comes from, the idea of lay a ruler, draw a straight line right up the ladder there. So that's where ruler stocks come from. So I saw that come up a few times. I wanted to straighten that out. Of course, always remember, before you get into any of these stocks, please heed the color guard. Make sure whatever your objective, whatever your investment type is, that signal is in your favor. Whether it is a green light, a primary trend, or a confirmed call, just make sure you're comfortable with the underlying movement of the market. I think my colleagues would agree with me on that. Whatever your investment style is, be sure your bias is confirmed here. With that, I have big shoes to fill. I'm going to try to fill Glenn's shoes here and wrap this up for us. I've got a list of the stuff he goes through. I will do it a little faster than Glenn usually does. Joey, how do I bring up that?
Chrome,
Go to the bottom. Chrome.
Don't forget, you got to say bye in every single language you know. At the very end.
I only know English, Italian says. See you later and forget about it. Where do I want to go, Joe? Right here? So here's a trial offer. If you are new to VectorVest, if you're not a VectorVest subscriber, we've got a trial offer here. It's 99 cents for 30 days. Risk-free, give it a try. It's only 99 cents. What you get with that is what we have now are group coaching, getting started, we call it. Getting started group coaching every Monday at noon and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Glenn himself will walk you through what's called a getting started group coaching session to get you to hit the ground running. You get model portfolios powered by exclusive automated trading systems. Again, this is for those who don't have VectorVest currently. You get unlimited world-class analysis of over 19,000 stocks and ETFs worldwide. Accurate market timing and signal guidance that we've talked about here today. And we also have a Trending Thursday and Facebook Live session, I believe that Glenn does as well, right? The Trending Thursday is Glenn.
It's all about Glenn.
Yeah, it's all Glenn is the man.
Well, Thursdays, hey, I do the Facebook Live, and if you want, Jim, what I can do is I was actually going to talk about more of a retirement-minded and the mobile for tomorrow. I can have this list of 36 stocks. If people want to tune in tomorrow, they can get it in the chat there.
Yeah, great.
So as
A few people asked for that, yeah.
Yeah, so if you
Join
guys want
Patrick,
the
go to
list, make sure to tune in at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow on Facebook Live as we go live doing a stock advisory app session, and I'll have the list for everybody there as well. So tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great. And the one thing I want to say about the list, by the way, I took 3 searches and a watch list. There are other good ones. These are the ones I chose. So as you're navigating through VectorVest, there are other really good searches. I use worry-free winners, ruler stocks, premier growth stocks. There are others. Go into the conservative, the prudent folder, the retirement folder. Take some time, go through some of the searches. Heck, you can even create your own. So then finally, I wanted to just, which one was next? That one there. I alluded to earlier the Tuesday retirement coaching group. This is a coaching group I get to host every Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern. We do weekly trades and training. We have a dedicated email bin, a dedicated membership site with resource videos, and we walk through a covered call income trade every week, assuming the market trend is in our favor. You can go to, what's the website, Joe? It's
VectorVest.com and then
join our RGC. Yes, so it's VectorVest.com/join RCG, or the Retirement Coaching Group. And that'll take you to this page here, and just something to throw out there. Covered calls have been doing great. The ability to know when to identify strategic times to be protective of your retirement nest egg, protect your net worth, understanding put spreads or protected puts or collar trades. It's gotten us through this sell-off that we've had since late February in a wonderful fashion, cutting in half the drawdown that we saw. And all that means is that you're protecting your net worth, not losing 30 or 40% of your portfolio and needing that portfolio to grow by 60 or 70% just to get back to even. That's not what we want in our retirement portfolios. We'll help you do that in the coaching group. And then finally, I am told to be sure to tell everyone that if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel here, subscribe.
Like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel and share it with all your friends.
Yeah, he knows more about the YouTube stuff and
Yeah.
what to do. Just do whatever you got to click to share it or subscribe to it. Do that. All right. Real quick. Someone asked, it would sure be good to get the watch list for panel meets. Well, it's hard to get it out to you prior to the meeting or to the session, but just know you can easily set up that watch list. Go to those searches: ruler stocks, premier growth stocks, worry-free winners, no moving average, and then in the watch list viewer, I just took the top from the blue chip bargains. There's actually a search in the prudent folder called biggest bargains. And one of the parameters is it has to be on the blue chip bargains watch list. So you can take the top 10 and throw them all into a watch list. It's easy to do. So I urge you to do it. Find some of the other searches and add to it.
And if you don't want to, tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Get the list there on Facebook Live. Click on the link in the comments there.
All right.
There we go.
All right, folks. Once again, thanks for taking the time. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. On behalf of my colleagues, thank you so much for taking the time, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you're new to the software or would like refresher information about the software, click on this Getting Started video right here. Thanks to all of your input, here's a YouTube video that we think would be perfect for you. Click right here. If nothing else, folks, just hit the subscribe button right here.